Hello, today I'm going to be talking about products that are kind of hyped up and if they're worth the hype or not. I feel like we live in like that kind of time, that society where everybody's just saying you need everything all the time. And sometimes you don't because it's trash, really. And surprisingly, a lot of these products I actually like, because usually, I'm kind of a negative Nancy sometimes, where I don't like anything, but most of these things I like. We'll start off with hair, because I feel like that's the most boring, like really. Both of these were really hyped up years ago. They still are around, but the first one is It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In product. It looks like this. This is kind of expensive. This bottle I think is like $17 maybe at Ulta. And at first I thought it didn't do anything when I used to use a lot of heat on my hair, so like straighten, curl. But now that I pretty much leave it wavy, so I leave my hair its natural texture, and then I just like do like 2 curls on each side so that the top layer is not super frizzy like it likes to be. This really does make a difference if you just leave your hair. Like if you don't heat style it every day, this makes a huge difference in the frizz. So I think it's worth it. I need a new one. There's like nothing in there, so that's worth it in my opinion. Everything's my opinion, obviously. And I kind of have 3 different like tiers of makeup opinion. So my first one is like average, non-makeup junkie, just normal person that wants to look pretty. Do I think they need it? That's what I think about when I'm judging makeup. And then the next is like makeup junkie, makeup collector, you love all makeup and you want to try a lot of things. And the third is makeup artist, if it's useful for you or if I think it's useful for me on other people, etc. I should probably say that at the beginning, but I'm always unorganized, so just let me be. Anyway, the next one is Moroccan oil. I get this at a salon. They sell it at Sephora, and I tried to buy it during the VIB sale, but it was like, the bottle was like this big, which, not cute. So I need to go back and buy this bottle again, because I think that one was like 3 ounces. It was like an ounce less than this, maybe more than that. And it was only like $10 cheaper than this. So I would say go find a salon or whatever and buy this. This is another one that just makes your hair feel better, especially after like prolonged use of it. Use it every day, and every time you wash your hair, it just makes your hair feel better, and it controls frizz. I'm always looking for stuff that controls frizz because I have like a wave to my hair and I don't like to comb it every day, so I like to leave it. So I need it to like not look crazy. I don't want it to look like some tumbleweed. So those are always the products that I love the most, that make a difference to me. So that's 2. Yay me. The next one is another boring one, and this is more geared towards makeup artists. I guess you could buy this if you wanted to spot clean your brushes. This is the Cinema Secrets Quick Drying Makeup Brush Cleaner. And everybody talks about this is the best, blah, blah, blah. This is like $30-something for this big old bottle on Sephora or Counter Ready Cosmetics, wherever you can get at a bunch of different places. Now, this is where I'm torn. I'm kind of torn on whether this is worth it or not. To me, for my kit for a makeup artist, I think this works really well. I do not like that it has such a strong smell that you can smell on your brushes, and it also leaves like when it dries, it leaves like a film. Do you know what I mean? So when it dries and you like move your brush around, you have to like brush it along your arm or whatever to get that film off. And I never really noticed until I was like this much done with the bottle. Sometimes I'm a little slow and it takes me a while to realize things, but I don't know. I think it's expensive for brush cleaner, but it dries really fast, and that's why I think it's essential for makeup artists. I don't think for a normal person, just wash your brushes or just wipe them off on a a washcloth or a color switch or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think it's a necessity unless you are a makeup artist. Let me just stop repeating myself. Okay, got it. Okay, the next one. What should we do next? Foundation. Let's do foundations. This is the Too Faced Born This Way. I have like three or four colors of this. These are my 2 colors. I have a couple of darker ones for my kit. I don't love this foundation. Now, I do put it on people. I would say if you're like 18 and you have like good skin and no textures or no texture, and you're not really combo, you're not dry and you're not oily, and if you have all that, you don't really need foundation. But this looks good on you. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's like, if you have good skin already, this looks good. But if you have good skin, why do you need this? Why do you need foundation? Yeah, that being said, I don't think it's a bad foundation, because obviously I have more than one of them. I just don't think it's worth the price. I have a lot of other foundations I like more than this that are less expensive. So that's kind of like how I gauge how much I like something. Do I have something that's $5 that I like more than this, which I'm going to get to next? Or would I pick this over other foundations? And there's very few foundations that I would not pick over this. Like, I would not pick this over most of my foundations I have, even in my kit. You know, I'm very fond of the MAC Pro Longwear foundation, because I feel like that works well on a lot of different skin types and textures. This, I think you have to have a specific skin type for it to look really good on you. Not saying that you can't make it work. You can definitely make this work, but I don't think you should pay whatever, $35, however much this is, $39, and then have to make something work. I don't like that. No. Okay, so the next foundation is not an inexpensive one. It is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. And I wanted this for so long. I've had this since maybe December-ish. I wanted this for like years, and I just couldn't do it. And now I'm kind of regretting that I did do it, because it's not great. Like, I like my L'Oreal Lumi better than this. This lasts on my skin, which is normal, I would guess. Like, it's dry to normal. Depends. Like, in the summer, I get a little bit oily around my nose, but it's not anything that just like wipes away foundation. But this lasts like 5 minutes on my skin, and it does not break down well. It doesn't wear well. It don't look good. It doesn't even look good when I apply it. Like, I can understand if it looked like some sort of magical fairy veil over my face when I put this on, like, immediately. Then it'd be worth it if I was, I don't know, filming a video, taking pictures or something. It would be worth it. It doesn't look good when I apply it. It doesn't look good as it wears, and it doesn't last. So, no. I don't even like this paired with stuff. You know how I've talked a lot about foundation mixing and mixing different textures to get your ideal, like, foundation formula that wears the best on your skin? This doesn't even, I haven't found a foundation that I like to even mix with this. So, keep trying to use that because I paid for it. Okay, now after that's two foundations that I like. This one I like. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. It doesn't come in very many colors. It's new. It was going around, it was all the rage like a couple months ago on YouTube. This, in my opinion, is a very good, like, basic foundation. It's not really that mattifying. It's not really luminizing. It wears well. It's not super high coverage. It's not even full coverage, I don't think. It's like more medium coverage. But I think this would work really well on everybody, because I put it on a couple of different people and it always looks good. It looks good as soon as you put it on, and it wears really well. Like, I've worn this and sweated all day and it still looks good. Well, as good as sweaty foundation can look. The only thing I'm not sure is this little spatula thing. I like a pump, but whatever, you know, trying to do something different, that's cool. And it's $5, so I would pick this foundation over those two more expensive foundations. So what can you do? It's nothing fancy. It's just a basic foundation. If you have normal skin, combo skin, if you want something that works on you during all of the seasons of the year, all of the skin changes, I think it's very smoothing, which is nice. I would try it. And $5, you can't go wrong with this. I love this. Okay, concealer. This one is the Please please don't. Okay, this is the Tarte Shape Tape. And at first when I saw this was being so hyped, and I kind of get in my mind, like, if everybody's talking about it on YouTube, they're like, all lying to me. It's all conspiracy to get me to buy something that I don't want. I'm just like that way. If everybody's talking about it, I'll wait even longer to buy something, just because I like to wait and see if they're still talking about it in a couple of months, you know, because a lot of times all this stuff falls off, you know. Everybody's talking about it one day and the next day, and I understand that new stuff comes out, but if you like something, like genuinely really like it, you would think you would talk about it every so often. You know, you don't even see things in makeup collections that they were raving about. Anyway, that's a video for another day. This is about the Tarte Shape Tape, and I freaking love this. It has a big daddy wand, and you could tell, like mine, I don't know if you could see like how empty it's, like I'm scraping the edge, which is good for me because I have like 50 million concealers. This is very smoothing and full coverage, and it looks really good underneath your eyes where you tend to have like fine lines and sometimes it looks a little dry. This is really good for that. I will say that my first 3 times I used this, I did not like it, and I was like, oh my god, they're lying to me again. The product that made me love this is this. This is the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream. I don't understand why nobody talks about this. Like, this is the best like under eye cream and any under eye like priming product that I have ever tried. It makes your skin look so smoother, and whatever product you're putting on top of it looks smoother. It doesn't look as dry or as creasy. It's like magic. And I also use this underneath my liquid lipstick, so I'll put like my lip moisturizer on and then my lip balm and then let that sink in, and then I'll put this right before I put my liquid lipsticks on, and it does the same thing to under your eyes. How did I even do that? Oh, it's because one day I had to get ready somewhere else and I forgot my lip balm, so I use this, and now I put this under all of my liquid lipstick. It just smooths it and moisturizes it, and it keeps it not looking all crusty. You know how that looks, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I only like this under that. And that being said, I like all my concealers better on top. I meant this on top of that. I like all my concealers better on top of that. This is no exception. But with those two put together, this is a very good concealer. Like, if you're trying to go for like a natural, more minimal kind of makeup, which some people actually do that outside of Instagram and YouTube, I know, shocker. This makes you look plastic. Like, you can't just do like a really light foundation and then just put that under there, because it's like bam, plastic underneath your eyes. Like, this can get very like intense. Like, you look like your under eyes look too perfect. Like, your face is looking too perfect. Like, you're bizarre. Do you know what I'm saying? That's such a thing. There is such a thing. Okay, moving on. The bane of my existence. I wanted these so bad. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. I have them in the shade Moonlight. And I saw these all over Instagram and all over everything, and I was like, oh my god, those are so beautiful. I need them. They're metallic. I didn't really think through, like, do you need your cheeks to be like really metallic? These are metallic, like eyeshadow. Like, you would want your eyeshadow to be metallic. Like, you have to be super careful. I use my beauty blender to blend this in. They're super pigmented, which I know is typically, I'm sorry, I have a new light and I don't really know how to work it, but I don't know if you could tell, it's super metallic. And I knew that to begin with, so that's kind of like buyer error. It has nothing to do with the formula. But I will say I haven't had this very long. These haven't even been out very long. And this, like, crusty, dry grossness. And it's already like empty, like it dried up. And these are not cheap for a highlighter. Like, can you see? It looks like sand all around. And it was fully closed and it was standing up. So, on top of the fact that I don't need a metallic, like, highlight, and I'm not saying that I don't like a major highlight, but this is like opaque. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a sheer, like you could still see your skin under it. It's like you have a silver thing on your face kind of highlight, which that never looks good. So that was kind of my fault, but also I don't like that it dries up for that price. Like, nothing should dry up that fast. Okay, moving on to brushes. So I recently got the Luxie set during Black Friday. It like comes in like a pink thing like this. None of them are in here, but it comes like in a little book like that, and they're all synthetic. I'm pretty sure Luxie's vegan. I don't hate these brushes. Let me start off by saying that because sometimes I feel like during all my blabbing the point can kind of get lost. I don't hate them and I don't love them. That set's like $300 and I don't think it's worth it. We'll just say that it's not worth it to me. Like, even if you wanted a set of brushes and you were just looking for a big set, there's definitely better ones. I would suggest Zoeva. You know, everybody knows I love Zoeva. That's my favorite. It's the affordable brush brand. Now, these are nice and these do the job, and that's it. I don't think they're special. They don't feel like super good quality. They don't feel cheap. Well, they don't feel expensive either. They're kind of lightweight, and I don't know. There's just something about them that I don't love. And granted, I usually prefer a natural bristle brush, but these are not even my favorite synthetic brushes. So, or even in the top 5 synthetic brushes. But I do use them a lot because I think that set comes with like 30 of them, so I use them in my kit all the time, and especially because synthetic brushes are a lot easier to wash. So I will say that some of them have done this. So this one is the flat contour. If you could tell, like, can you see the crack? It's like the enamel is all starting to peel off. Like, so just imagine like you have a nail, like your nail polish when it just like peels off in a giant chunk. That's what this is doing. And yeah, I know that this individual brush is not that much, but if I pay $300 for a set, and I don't even think I've used this one because this is not really my favorite shape of brush. So it's just been sitting in my drawer like a princess, not put it in work or nothing. So I don't understand why it would do that. But you could just tell, like you can even hear it. Let me see. Like, can you hear the, like it'll just peel off. Like if I really were to stick my nail under there, or eventually it'll just do it by itself. It's gonna just, the whole, whatever this is, enamel paint stuff is just gonna flake right off. So, no. Next one, please don't hurt me. Please don't find me and murder me, because I know that people are like super ride or die for this brand. But I personally do not think that they are worth it. Now again, it's just like the Luxie ones. I don't even dislike them, but they are not in my top like favorite brands of brushes. But they do the job, and that's Morphe. I have a bunch of this Elite collection that was, they changed the color of the bristles a little bit. I think they're like a little bit red now, but they're pretty much the same brush. They just dye them a different color. And then I have like some from the normal line that are like natural hair. I don't like the natural hair ones. They shed and they're not soft, which I don't really, I'm not a stickler about soft brushes because a lot of times I feel like brushes that are not as soft, apply some products better. But I just don't like these. Like, I use them and they function fine. And if you're looking for affordable brushes, these are okay. I would still suggest other brands over this. But, I mean, if you're looking to get something from Morphe, I really like this brush. This is the M530. I have a few of these in my kit. I like them because they're like a looser contour brush. Now these I actually like. And if you were going to get ones from Morphe, I would suggest the Elite collection, even though it's a little bit more expensive. They kind of remind me of the Sephora, like the Pro line that they have there. This one is one of my favorites, and this is the Morphe E54, and it's like a big flat top. So I want to put my foundation on fast, which is every day. Come on, like, be real. Like, there's never a day where I want to like sit there and put on my foundation for 10 minutes. I love this brush for that. It's just big and it's just like done, you know. And this is the Morphe E8. These are my two favorites, probably. I use this for contour. Now, granted, I never use this on myself, but I use it on other people because I have like 3 of them, and I use it for contour and concealing. Because sometimes I don't want to have to sit there and like use a little tiny concealer brush on somebody and like this one just and then you're done. That's why I like it. But I think they don't say like what their suggested use is or anything, but I think this is a contour brush. Now this brand is not really hyped. but I think it should be, so I'm going to include it in this video. This is Sedona Lace, and this is the 520, not F, it's just 520. Now, I'm not a huge fan of their natural hair bristle brushes. I'm kind of picky apparently when it comes to natural bristles, like goat hair, squirrel, whatever. I think synthetic is easier to do and easier to do right. There's something about the fibers in these pink like kabuki brushes that is my very favorite. I have kabuki brushes from pretty much every brand that you can buy, and there's something about these that I just like more. Like, they're super thin. Each hair is very thin compared to some other brushes, and it just like doesn't soak up product, doesn't like push it around. This is actually my very favorite foundation brush. I have like 4 of these, and it's like the flat angled one. This one's dirty, obviously, and I don't understand why people don't talk about this, because it's just like perfect. It's just like perfectly easy to just go like this. And I like this brush because it's kind of like an all-in-one. So I like put my foundation on, and then it's like tapered to skinny right there, and I can just get underneath my eye like that, and I don't have to dirty another brush and all that mess. So the last like makeup tool brush thing I want to talk about is beauty blenders. These are all dirty. I guess I could have brought a clean one, but you know, that's just not my style. And I pulled these out of my kit because they're dirty and I used them recently, so I need to wash them. These are beauty blenders, and if you don't know what beauty blender is, it's a makeup sponge that you wet and it expands, and you blend your makeup with this. These are $20, okay? And as a makeup artist, I really like these because they're just quick and easy, and then I could just have a bunch of them and come home and wash them, you know? As a makeup junkie, I would still say, you know, these are good to have. But as like, if I was just doing my makeup every day as a normal makeup person, I don't think these are worth it. One, I feel like these make my foundation not last as long. So if I were to not use a brush and just use this, my foundation doesn't last as long. And I swear I have tried it a million times, and it's a thing. But if you have like a problem with putting too much foundation or cake face or dry skin, these are really good. Even though I have dry skin, these are not my favorite. That being said, I have like 10 of them. But I just don't think that everybody needs to spend $20 on a sponge. I think you can buy a brush one time, and if you buy a good brush, you can have it forever, because you have to buy these every so often, especially if you use it every day. I don't know. I feel like this whole video I'm just torn. I'm torn. I'm like, do you need it though? Is it too expensive? Maybe. Okay, so eyelashes. I shouldn't say recently because I bought them during like Black Friday, maybe even before that, tried Cocoa Lashes and House of Lashes lashes. I don't have any more like Queen Bees or, what's the other one? It's Iconic. It's like the same thing as Iconic from House of Lashes, but in Cocoa Lashes. I don't remember, but I bought both of those, a few of them. I really like them. I think that they're very comparable to House of Lashes Iconic, which is, they're not that much cheaper, but they're still good. So I think those are worth it. However, they're not like a natural everyday lash, if that's what you're trying to go for. Like, those are like, bam, you got lashes on. Those particular styles. Like, they sell like less dramatic styles. Like, these are the 501s and these are like the 202s. But like, those are the ones you always hear being talked about. Queen Bees and what are the other ones? Dang it. Obviously, I'm very well prepared. Anyway, they're inexpensive for that dramatic of a lash, because typically the more dramatic of the lash, like the more expensive they start to get. And I really like them because the band is comfortable. They have a thick band because they're a thick lash, and you kind of have to, otherwise what is the individual like lash hairs gonna stick to? But it's very flexible. Like, I don't like the Allure ones, I don't like the Vegas Nay and all those blogger ones. Like, they're beautiful lashes in the case, but I just want to like rip my eyelids off. So I don't suggest those. I would suggest these every day, any day over those, except you have to order them online. But I don't know how, it's like some sort of fairy magic that they got the thick band to be that flexible. You know what I'm saying? So I really like these, and I do think they're worth it, especially because you can buy like a 3-pack for $30. Is it $30? I don't know. You get a little bit of discount if you buy 3 of them. And I mean, you can buy lashes like at Target and get close to this price, close to $10. And even the Cocoa lashes are more inexpensive. I think the most expensive ones are $8, like $7.99. So I think that's a good deal, and they're more comfortable in my opinion. And also, if you're a makeup artist, they're easier to apply because the band isn't so stiff. Like, have you tried to apply eyelashes on yourself or somebody else and the band's just like, dink? Nope, not going down. Like, not settling down. They're just like, right in the middle. It's annoying. Okay, so the last like face kind of product I have is the Butter Bronzer. My mom just recently bought this for me the other day. I love this. This is everything that I wanted my Makeup Forever bronzer to be. Where are you? I have a few of these Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusions. And they're like the same, like they look like they'd be the same kind of consistency. I don't know if this light is too bright. I can't really tell. Like they're like that gelée kind of feel. They're not super powdery. I don't really care for these that much. Like, they're not horrible, but I wouldn't repurchase them. But this Butter Bronzer, I love. I know they only have 2 shades. This one is the light bronzer, and I think the other one is just bronzer. I only have this one. First of all, it smells like summer, like what I think summer should always smell like everywhere. I'm not typically a fan of scented products, we all know, because I feel like, why scent a product when that's just another thing that could irritate your skin? You know, it's unnecessary. But, you know, it adds to the experience, so okay. And I really like the smell of this. And I think that's what draws a lot of people to it, honestly. Like, everybody, I put this on a couple of people already. They're like, what's that smell? It smells so good. I'm like, I know. I could smell it while putting it on your face, and I just want to, like, lick my brush. It's a really good tone, where it's, if you're light-skinned, it's not super red, orange, or yellow. It's very neutral, like it's more neutral, and if it was gonna lean any color, it's a little bit yellow, but it's not super yellow. Like, you know what I mean? If I have to pick the undertone of this, it's a little like golden. But I really like this, and I think it's a really good deal. I want to get the darker one for my kit because I like it that much, which I don't like everything that much. Okay, the last couple of things I'm going to talk about are palettes. The first one are these expensive ones. I have all the matte ones. These are the Visart palettes. I only have matte ones, so I can't tell you about shimmer. Now, if you're a makeup artist, this is a really good palette to have. Or if you don't mind spending $80 on a palette and you just want like a really good neutral collection, like matte neutrals. Like, if you're only gonna have one matte palette, I would think I would say it's this. It has a lot of product for the money, and it's good quality. Now, that being said, this is not my favorite palette on myself. I've said before about how my eyelids are weird texture and not everything looks good. Most things do not look good. This doesn't look bad. This is just not my favorite. And yeah, it blends easy, but I feel like, I don't know, I can't like put my finger on what I don't like about it. I really don't know. I can't even say. I just know that it's not my favorite matte. This is not my favorite matte formulation. And I think for $80, if you're going to spend that much on a palette, it should be your favorite. Like, let's be real. Yeah, I think so. Okay, the next palette is limited edition. I don't know if you can get it. I don't think you can get it anymore, but it's the Master Palette by Mario. Now, this was crazy, and everybody insisted that you needed this. I like Mario. I follow him on Instagram. You know, I like any makeup artist, and I just like his makeup. I like his looks all the time. And it has nothing to do with the color scheme, because I really think that this is a nice color scheme. If you're like medium skin toned. The thing I don't like about this is that you can't be super precise. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you start putting them next to each other, the colors, and you try to blend them, it just like blends together. Which, I know that it's kind of backwards to say something blends too easy, but they do. They blend too easy and they all blend together. But if you're gonna do like a simple look with like maybe 3 of these colors, and I would say if you're tan, because I don't really care for most of these colors on my own skin tone, I don't wear it that much. But if you're like anywhere from like NC30 and up, I think this is a gorgeous palette. I take it all the time, so if I'm running like short on time on clients and I have a bunch of people to do and they're all like medium skin toned or whatever, I know that this will look good if I only put a couple of colors. So that's that. And do I think it's worth it? No. Is it worth the hype? No, I don't think it's worth it. It's just not to me. And I'm not one of those people that says, oh, I need an all-inclusive palette with a matte black and a matte brown and a white. No, because I have so many eyeshadows. I'm not basing it on like if I can do a whole look out of this palette. I'm just basing it on the looks I've done and how they have performed for me. And I'm not a fan. They last well, so maybe, but no. I would pass. The next one is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I wanted this for so long. I did not get it during the first release, so I jumped on it when it came out again. I'm not a huge fan of this scent. I'm not a huge fan of most scents and products, like I said with the butter bronzer, but that particular scent just like does something for me, so I don't know. I just don't think this is anything special. Yeah, it has like a peach color here, that peach, and that peach, and that's it. And the rest is like a neutral palette. And I don't really care for the color scheme. Like, I can do a lot of looks with this palette. You can do a lot of different looks, but you can do a lot of different looks with a lot of other palettes. So I would pass on this. I haven't even used it. I think I've used it like 3 times. Just because I don't reach for it, because I don't like it. I don't love Too Faced eyeshadows. Those are not my favorite. On myself, I prefer the way my eyelid texture is. I usually prefer something a little bit stiffer of a formula, but that's just my preference. But I've used it on other people and I'm not like over the moon about it. No. I keep trying to like justify myself, like justify why I don't love it. Like, I'm giving you reasons why it's not my favorite, but I feel like I need to like make you believe me, but that's not what this video is about. I need to just move on. This palette, however, this is the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. And it was limited edition, but I saw on Instagram that it's gonna be permanent. I freaking love this palette like I haven't loved a palette in a long time. First of all, let me just say, on myself, it's not my favorite. Again, I have that weird textured eyes where most shadows are not my favorite. But I've used this on a bunch of people. I would say like at least 12 people, and it looks freaking gorgeous on them. And that being said, I've used it on myself, and I can get looks that are, you know, they're nice, but they're just not my favorite. But if you're looking for like a mauve, these 2 mauve colors right here, I freaking love, which is, it's very trendy, I guess, because a lot of girls this prom season and like wedding season and stuff have been asking for that like color scheme, and I freaking love them. So there's 2, 4, 6 mattes, and the rest of them are shimmer. This color, and this color are super metallic. I would compare them to like the Makeup Geek foil shadows or the Anastasia like titanium kind of finish. Those shadows, like what's the one everybody loves? Pink Champagne from Anastasia. That's like that kind of finish. They're so nice. They blend really nice. They don't get muddy. They don't blend together, but they still blend easily. And I freaking love this palette so much. I cannot express to you the amount of love I have for this palette. Like, I haven't loved any makeup that I've bought like this in a long time. It just made me excited to get makeup again. That's what you want. If you're gonna like invest money and time into this, you want to be excited, and this is something. I love this. So I would definitely suggest that. If you bought anything in this video, I would say it would be that. Alright, and that's all the products I'm gonna talk about today. If you have anything that you don't think is worth the hype, or something you do really think is worth the hype, I would like to know. I love to try stuff. I'm trying to get back into makeup because I kind of like wavered a little bit. I tend to do that, you know. I have a lot of different hobbies. I like a lot of things, so I kind of just like, oh, shiny, oh there, get distracted. But these are the products that I've been trying and I've been on the fence about, or loving. Really though, really, get this. I want to get a bunch of their what are they called, like single eyeshadows. That's going to be like my next eyeshadow purchase when I need eyeshadows, which is probably never. But if you're gonna get some, love these. And everything else, I think you could take it or leave it. I really like the Shape Tape, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is like, you're okay, but meh. And that's not what you want to feel when you're buying makeup, especially when you're going to buy something that costs many pretty pennies that you had to work for, your hard-earned coin. You want something that is going to really work for you and is going to get you excited to use and not like, meh. Okay? All right. See you next time. Bye.